In a world where there are too many comic books to keep up with, one podcast has the stones to bring you all of your comic book needs. Week by week. Book by book. One epic show. You are now tuned in to Nerd Church Radio.
Hello, welcome to NCRDC Mass, episode number
36.
I'm your host, Ben Dupé.
Oh yeah, me. I like looking around.
There's a process here, Brad.
Who are you?
I am Bradley Butane.
And I'm Travis Roseberry.
And we are your DC comic book overlords.
On this wonderful free comic book day.
Yes.
Yay!
I'm probably not going to upload, I was going through the news and thinking about mentioning free comic book day, go to your comic book store. I'm like,
sorry.
I'm not gonna upload this till probably Monday morning. So,
right?
Yeah.
You just missed free comic book day.
Yeah. We're giving you this up-to-date news on
Yes.
NCR. That's what we do here. So,
What was that, the John Oliver show last week tonight?
Right?
Yeah. So, it's a good week for comics, though. I feel like pretty decent week. Not great, not horrible, just
Solid.
good.
Yeah.
I've looked at a lot of comics today, man. We had free comic book day at Mayhem this morning, and I got there was 50 or 60 boxes to break down because of all the free comics.
Sure.
And then hordes of people lining up. People freak out about those free comics. They also, learned they dropped them a lot. Apparently, my job was to stand at the wall of the free comics and help people if they needed it, or tell them one per customer if they asked.
Okay.
And break their hands if they tried to take more. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
This little pinky went to market.
Yeah. I break one finger for the first comic, one hand for the second. All right.
If it's a Barbie comic, go ahead, take more.
Yeah. So the kids, though, they like to grab as many as they can carry and then just drop them all over the place. I counted it happened 7 times.
Wow.
I was like, man, guys.
Yeah, Leia did that. Leia's like, I want to carry. I'm like, kid, you're going to drop them.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
I'm like, all right.
We did a lot of cool giveaways today, though.
Cool.
It was fun. We gave away a lot of cool stuff. I was so excited because we put out some merch on the floor that we just put out today, brand new merch. We got some Funko Pops from the upcoming Spider-Man movie, all sorts of fun stuff. But one thing that we put out was posters that I had never seen before, and there was a Star Wars poster that I
saw.
Yep, and you saw it. It has every Star Wars character ever on it, and it's just a really cool giant poster. Also, what I'm going to be replacing that DC poster with is the DC Universe Rebirth official poster, which has every character on it.
Sweet.
And it says DC Universe Rebirth above it.
Can you get one on for me, please?
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
I'll
make that
put
still,
one away for you. Yeah, they were cheap. They're only $10. So.
Sweet, yeah, I'm down. By the way, where's your serial killer?
Yeah,
thing?
where's the?
I've been waiting.
What now?
The Flash timeline DC comic.
Yeah, your serial killer board.
my serial killer wall. No, I have yet to make that. I've yet to find the time. But
I actually sat down. Hopefully none of my bosses are listening to this. But I sat down at work. We got a little slow this week, and I started to draw it out from the start of Infinite Crisis. You know how hard that is? I had 7 pages, and I hadn't even got close.
Man, you got 7 pages in. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane. Yeah. I want to make the wall they have at the police station for the criminals where they're trying to solve a case and they put the criminal's face in the center and then connect everything with string.
The hard thing of this whole entire room would be crisscrossed with string and things because Barry jumps across timelines and through alternate Earths and across galaxies. It's oh man, this is so hard to do.
Yeah, it gets crazy. And the people at DC probably don't want you to do it because you start to unravel their poke holes in their plots and stuff. So one thing we did this week was we went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Have you seen it yet, Travis?
Not yet, no.
It's fun. It's a good movie.
I went last night with my daughter and her boyfriend.
Yeah. How was that, by the way?
It was good. I mean, and I mess with him more than anything. But I mean, he's a nice kid. But every I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, I would just kind of nudge him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I was telling Brad like he should.
Yeah.
No, Brad was like, "How awkward can I make this?" I was like, "You should like every time there's a couple joke, you should like wink at him and nudge him or something. Just make him really uncomfortable."
I just do the long stretch and then put my arm around him.
Yeah,
I think I busted him trying to do it to my kid though, because
really?
I kind of noticed that he was kind of fidgeting a little bit, and I'm like, boom, like that a little bit, and
can't pull that stuff with the dad there, man. You gotta, I don't think I've ever.
But you don't know kids these days, man. I tell you what,
kids these days, man.
We're
gonna be those guys someday. Yeah. So yeah, we will. Okay. So before we do anything, we are proud members of the Batman Podcast Network because I'm Batman. We are a spoiler podcast or a Stephanie Brown podcast here. Yes, so we spoil all the DC comic books that come out on a weekly basis. Fun story, actually. So I saw an old friend. I used to work at Target back when I first started college. I was just working retail and going to school. I ran into an old friend from Target today at the comic book shop, and he was like, "Oh, I was talking to my friend about comics at Target the other day, and I was talking about DC Comics and stuff." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I listen to this podcast, Nerd Church Radio." And it was funny because I used to know the guy, and he was like, "Oh, that's Ben's podcast." It was just crazy, small world. But yeah, we have a listener that somehow found us through comic books searches. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. We also, speaking of comic books, we also review them on our website at www.nerdchurchradio.com. Ariel, Noah, and I write weekly reviews for almost every DC comic book. I think every relevant DC comic book that comes out every week.
Thanks for doing that, guys.
We talk about it. Yeah, it's fun.
They're good. They're very well written. I mean, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. I've started this new thing where I'm putting I have headers for all my reviews. Every paragraph will have a different header, and I started this thing where I put an emoji in front of every header now, just to sort of
cool.
I don't know. Yeah, it's silly. My wife laughed at me. So, all right, we do have a Patreon page where you can donate to us at www.patreon.com/nerdchurchradio. Help us keep the lights on. We have all sorts of rewards for you if you want to donate to us. We do have a listener line where if you want to leave us a voicemail, we will play it on the show and interact with you. If you want to leave us a voicemail to play on the show, that number is 641-715-3900, extension 345703. And if you want to send us mail for our mail segment, email me at nerdchurchradio@gmail.com. And as always, please rate, subscribe, review, send us mail, all that stuff. All right, now after those fun plugs are done, I'm going to move things on to the news. All right, so the news, what do we got? We don't have much for news this week, but a couple little fun bits, and actually a game. And the only reason I'm considering this game news is because I found it on DC Comics news section of their website.
Cool.
Probably because there's not a games section, but, whatever. So the first news, we are going to be spoiling something from The Flash here, so... Beep, beep, spoiler alert. We're going to be spoiling something from the Flash TV show. If you don't want that, jump ahead 2 or 3 minutes, I guess.
Like Barry would.
Right?
Yeah, just jump on ahead and skip it. But we are going to be revealing Savitar's secret identity in 3, 2, 1.
Barry Allen.
Future Barry.
Not actually even Future Barry. It's like when he goes back in time and messes up the timeline, he creates this remnant of himself, and that's it was some time remnant, right, of him?
I don't know.
No, they explained it as it was Future Barry after
Iris dies, because he knows he knew everything that was happening.
Yeah.
See, that just doesn't make sense to me though, because after Iris dies, but he's the one who kills Iris. So I don't. How does that make?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I swear
but
it was.
Did you see the side of his face?
It was all burned off,
and everything. So I'm wondering if we might actually get introduced to something like the Anti-Monitor.
I don't know.
Or an
I think that's pretty big.
So,
that's too big for TV, I think. I hope.
But they can erase that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They can just mention it in my battles with the Anti-Monitor and then just...
Yeah. That could be good. Yeah.
The one thing I don't like about this Barry Allen reveal is it's so... at the end of season 1, Eddie Thawne killed himself to kill the Reverse Flash.
Right.
because
everyone,
right.
Thinks
So
should have been Eddie.
But in the same thing, like if Barry wants to save Iris, then all he needs to do is kill himself.
Yep. There's lots of.
Yeah, I
and I hate you don't want to. I don't want to say that to a superhero. Yeah, just kill yourself.
Yeah,
I mean
the way I read this or the way I perceived it, I guess, and I was like half paying attention as I always do when I'm watching Flash TV show or any.
Right.
I don't pay close attention to those shows because I find problems if I do. So I just, I just don't. But the way I perceived it was like he went back in time and that created kind of like a time remnant of himself, and that was left over, and that's who. Because it can't be future Barry because Barry Allen would never do that.
I thought the same thing because even if it is future Barry, if at the very end of the episode where he gets introduced to himself when he climbs out of the Savitar outfit, right then and there you could look at him and go, "That's me." I'd never do that. I'm not going to do that. And you just stand there for a second, and then he should just disappear.
The whole Bill and Ted's thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
maybe
I'm
that's
go
what's
set
gonna
up the
happen.
cage.
Maybe the Bill and Ted phone booth is going to come crashing down on top of Savitar, and that's the end.
Yeah.
And then the Infinity Jewel Gauntlet comes out of left field, and Boba Fett is like, oh, no, I'm
sorry, sir. It's the Infinity Gem.
Oh, yeah.
And then the TARDIS appears.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all sorts of timey-wimey. So, no, I don't know, man. It's not in Other Worlds, Barry. They've kind of made that clear. So the only way that this can be true to me is if it's a time remnant. And to me, if it's anything other than that, I'm going to not really care about it. I'm going to kind of think it's dumb. So.
Well, then they have to explain how he knew how everything was going to happen and when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But it's making for interesting
it
TV
is.
and
lots of memes.
Discuss. Yeah.
Sort of, I guess. I don't know.
And reinforces Ben's hate for Barry Allen.
Exactly.
It's an interesting play. I'm not going to say it makes for like good TV until if they can follow through with it and make it make sense.
Yeah.
It's like they just threw a really good curveball, and like I'm waiting to see if it goes through or not.
I think they could have picked someone so much better, but by the time the reveal happened, you knew it had to be, because who else could have been? They're not going to throw a brand new character in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I kind of wanted it to be Thawne.
So did I.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Eddie.
Everyone thinks it, and I included, think it should have been Eddie Thawne. I mean, that's just my.
And, maybe it could have been because like
I wanted
reverse...
it to be Eobard Thawne.
Oh, okay.
Eobard Thawne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Eobard Thawne did that whole changing face thing when he took over the Wells.
Yeah. But he still exists.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So, in other news, we have DC Comics is actually having DC Family Wonder Woman book bundle sweepstakes on their website.
What is that?
Yeah, it's you go on there, enter your name, your email address, and gender, which I don't know why they need to know that, but you enter all that information, you're entered into a chance to win a bundle of Wonder Woman books.
That's cool.
I guess this is like, I went back and like they have all sorts of sweepstakes on their website that you like. They're actually having one for the button variants where if you enter your name and stuff, you're entered into a chance to win like every button variant for number one.
That's really cool.
So if you just go to their website and go to news, or just search DC Family Wonder Woman book bundle sweepstakes, then you will find that on their website. So that's pretty cool.
Good hype build up for the movie.
Yeah, I debated like not mentioning it on the show because I entered it, and it's like I'm only going
to be the only one,
right?
Noah is making up fake email addresses and stuff.
Just
Noah, you can use me
more and more.
Yeah,
I'll sign up for you, Noah.
So, last piece of news is a game that I found that on their website that I thought might be kind of fun for us to play. Although I don't know how far we're going to get in it.
Cool.
So, can you say these are Harley Quinn quotes?
These are Harley Quinn quotes.
These are Harley Quinn quotes.
Yeah, very funny. Can you say whether or not these were actually Harley Quinn quotes or if they're fake?
That'd be tough. Go for it.
Yeah. First one is, look, I'm really sorry about chopping off your arm. It was in the heat of the moment.
That one is true. That one just happened.
Okay, so you're saying Harley?
I'm saying yes.
Yep, that is Harley Quinn. That's real.
Captain Boomerang lost his arm.
Yep.
Aw, crap, we got company. Ain't it the bring out the dip and chips kind of company either?
I'm going to say yes because that sounds like the Injustice Harley.
Yep, it is.
Right. Did my homework.
2 for 2. Way to go, man.
Yes.
Look, lady, if love makes the world go round, I could be responsible for the past decade all on my own.
No.
Fake.
No.
Man, you guys are killing it.
Nice job.
See that calisthenics in a cage thing going on there? Totally fun.
I don't know, man.
Travis is like, I don't care
No,
about this.
no.
Nah, that is Harley.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Okay, number 5. It's completely crazy pandemonium outside, kind of like my last roller derby game, but with even more biting.
I'm going to say yes.
Fake. Oh, got you guys. All right.
All right, well, started strong.
All right.
Sounded like something from the movie, but
Yeah, I know, right? You know it's bad when hazmat suits are the fashion of the day.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yep, that is Harley.
Yeah.
Okay, 7. Mine.
I would
No.
think that's Orange Lantern.
Right?
Yeah, that's Larfleeze. That's
Yeah,
not Harley. But actually, that was Harley as well. This one is Harley and Larfleeze. Sorry, we were trying to mess you up. We're bad guys. All right. Number 8. How was shooting him in the shins over a pizza too extreme? It had Italian sausage.
Yes.
The pizza, not his knees.
Yes, that is very... No?
DC says fakerino. All right, so respect your elders or run the risk of never becoming one. And I'm taking a bottle of bacon vodka.
Maybe?
No.
Yes, that is her. And the last one, are you done, you beaky bag of butt nuts?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is her. Okay, that was actually more fun than I thought. So,
Beaky bag of
thank you,
nuts.
DC, for these sophisticated games that you provide to us. We very much appreciate that. And all that being said, we are going to move things on to the book reviews.
Dun, dun.
All right, so first off for this week's books, we are going to talk about Batman number 22 because it's the most important book of the week, I guess. I don't even know if I'd say the most important, but it was definitely, I thought, one of the better books of this week. So, story on this one is by Joshua Williamson, and this is actually, it doesn't say this, but I think it's worth mentioning, this was also by Tom King. Joshua Williamson wrote the script for this, but Tom King kind of plotted it out.
Yeah.
Art on this is by Jason Fabik. So I got kind of a long recap on this one because it's,
cool.
I kind of copied it from Noah's review a little bit and just doctored it a little bit. But I mean, he was very descriptive, and I think there's a lot of important things in this. So as the book starts, Thomas Wayne kind of narrates from the wars from Flashpoint have continued. Now his enemies come for him as Atlantean and Amazonian assassins descend on Wayne Manor. Thomas Wayne has the manor rigged with explosives, but the moment before he reunites himself with his son in the afterlife, Batman and the Flash arrive via the cosmic treadmill, and father and son meet again for the first time, and the crowd goes, "Aww." Barry confirms that the Flashpoint was never an alternate world, it was an alternate history. A history that shouldn't exist anymore. We all knew this.
Yeah, yep.
Something is holding this ghost of a world together, much like the visions of the past Justice League and Crisis Timeline they saw in the time stream. So, in a phrase uttered way too often by Barry Allen, he says, "I need to fix this." Did he forget that he caused all of this twice by trying to fix things? Nevertheless, he begins to rebuild the cosmic treadmill as the Amazon and Atlantean assassins attack. The father and son duo of Batman and Batman bond as they battle the attackers, and when the cosmic treadmill is complete, whatever was holding the Flashpoint timeline together suddenly lets go. Bruce begs Thomas to come with them, revealing to him that Thomas is a grandfather. He didn't mention the fact that your grandson is a total D-bag. Thomas tells Bruce not to be Batman and to give up the cowl. Then he pushes Bruce onto the cosmic treadmill as he and Barry vanish into the time stream.
Have you ever been pushed onto a treadmill? Doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. So as Batman and Flash hurl through the time stream, they are passed by Eobert Thawne, the Reverse Flash, who is very much alive and has the button, meaning at this point in the timeline, or perhaps the time stream, it is before he was killed in Batman number 21. For whatever reason, the time stream doubled back to this location. They plead with Thawne to stop or he'll die. He refuses, instead revealing that he knows who the power of the button belongs to, and they've never faced someone like him. Dun dun dun.
Which was a twist, but awesome.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, like, so first off, I got to say this book was great. Excuse me, great installment to the button, but not much really happened in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah. We did confirm that the Flashpoint time stream shouldn't exist, but we kind of already knew that.
Right.
We got some feels with Bruce and Thomas meeting up, but that's all this issue really provided.
That and it erases that timeline too.
Yeah, but so it happened in Flashpoint, and I mean that happened in Flashpoint, literally.
No, it froze. That's how we get that Flashpoint that still exists. Something was holding it like in a constant
I know, but
state
at the
hold.
end of Flashpoint, we got a giant white light that was destroying that timeline. So we've seen this happen before. So now they're going back and retconning it, and then unretconning it.
Yeah,
and so it's like. I don't know. I mean, it's happened before. Like, Superman of that world exploded himself and destroyed that timeline before, and Barry went back and supposedly erased it. Now we're hearing that it's really erased. I don't know. I mean, it keeps happening. So hopefully it stops happening. Yeah. All that being said, it was a really fun issue, though. Not really a whole lot happened as far as answers go. What did you guys think of the issue?
I liked it. I thought it was a good piece to the puzzle. In my opinion, it'll be better once the whole story is laid out.
Yeah, I liked it a lot myself. Most of the action and answers came from the last 3 pages of the comic where Thawne appears. But I do like the fact that in my mind, they closed the loop of Flashpoint, how Thomas still existed at issue 1 of the button.
Yeah, you're right on that point.
And it just erases that timeline, and now we've got this thing going on with Thawne. So they're keeping me, engaged, and I love the art. I thought the art was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, the art was beautiful.
Yeah. I do wish Thomas would have came to the real world type thing.
I honestly
and then become Alfred.
No, I like the fact that they erased him because I don't need another Bat family person.
I don't think like the entire mythos of Batman is built around a world that his parents died in, and so like if you bring the father back, you kind of shake that mythos and like the whole structure of that story. Mm-hmm. So it makes for a really hard thing. That's true. I have heard people theorize on different podcasts that Batman's going to give up the cowl and Nightwing and Damian are going to be the new Batman and Robin. And after reading Nightwing number 20 this week, I kind of think I don't think Batman will give up the cowl, but I do think it seems like they're setting up like Nightwing and Damian being partners. So I don't know. I hope they don't have Bruce give up the cowl because they did that in the New 52 already. And that's not a very fun world to be in where Bruce Wayne is just Bruce Wayne. It's not. It doesn't make for good comics.
Yeah, because Bruce Wayne can never be just Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. I mean, he can, but it's boring. I mean, there's no point to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did like Easter Bunny, Jim Gordon, Batman.
Oh, yeah.
The bunny suit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Dick Grayson wants to be Batman anymore. I mean, they kind of said that in Nightwing, where he's like, this isn't, or was it last Nightwing?
He doesn't want to be Batman, but he does.
Nightwing.
Yeah, but like him and, I mean, you saw that last splash page in Nightwing number 20. I mean, like, him and Robin are teaming up now, so it seems like I'm just gonna say this is a possible direction that they could take it. No, as a reader, I hope they don't, because I hope that Batman stays Batman. I think there's too much going on in Rebirth for Batman to give up being Batman.
Right.
I mean, he's got the JLA going on. He has Justice League going on, which I'm not a fan of, but he is a part of that story. There's Trinity is another one. I mean, there's a lot of books that are kind of hinged on Batman being Batman.
Give me a Nightwing Robin book.
That would be cool. Well, we're kind of
those
getting that in Nightwing.
Right?
Yeah,
those two they work so well together.
They do, yeah. They're really fun. Yeah, because you got the smart ass and like the really stern one.
Right.
I mean, that's like buddy cop movie,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of type thing. So, yeah, all that being said, we do have a rating system here at NCR. Cool. I'll play that rating system for you so you know what I'm talking about.
If a comic book is bad, we rate it as blasphemy. If the book is good, we give our blessing. If the book is not bad, not good, but just kind of meh, we rate it as stuck in purgatory. If the book is great, we rate it as holy. And if a comic book exceeds all standards of awesomeness, we rate that book as salvation.
All right, and all that being said, I give this one a holy. I think on the website, Noah gave it like an 8 out of 10. I think that's a pretty accurate statement. I'm at holy. Even though we didn't get much, it was still a well-told story, and I enjoyed it. What would you rate it, Brad? Travis?
Agreed.
Holy? Yep.
Yeah,
So
cool.
we're at a holy on this one, and we'll keep things moving here. Why don't we talk about Green Arrow number 22?
Awesome. Sounds good.
The arrow, is it green?
It is green.
It is
Many
green.
of them are green.
Nah.
Green Arrow number 22, written by Benjamin Percy, and art and color by Juan Ferreira. So Seattle is in chaos, and that is the plan of the Ninth Circle. They must have watched Die Hard, the Live Free or Die Hard. They got the same plot. Oliver and Canary are doing what they can, helping the first responders to save some lives. Oliver gets to meet 3 of the horsemen and is left wondering who the 4th is. We end the issue with 3 lackey horsemen burning down Henry's Sherwood Forest.
Yep.
Not a lot happened in this book, but a lot happened in this book.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty eventful issue. I mean, I'm pulling up my review for it right now.
I mean, Grant, this is my favorite Green Arrow book, I think, to come out yet.
So we only got 3 horsemen in this book, first off, and like that's one thing that I'm a little bit like I don't know what the deal is there.
Well, I think they're just saving the other one because the other one is it Broderick or is it the mayor? I think it's Broderick.
The mayor is not one.
Yeah,
and the mayor was a big part of this.
It's Broderick, the one who pretty much forced Oliver out of Queen Industries.
Yeah.
So, and I think they're trying to just save that reveal. So,
yeah.
Get his team ready.
There was even a point where I was wondering if the 4th horseman was maybe going to be Oliver's father or something like that, or
Well, they showed him in the last issue. The 4 together,
did.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if there was one open space. I forget. So
yeah. So,
yeah.
But yeah, this was a really. I mean, man, the art was fantastic. Juan Ferreira, you are the man. Did such a fantastic job showing the movement between like Oliver waving his finger, saying no to Black Canary. That was pretty cool. That's on page 18 if you want to look it up. Another panel of the movement of the bowstring while he's fighting one of the horsemen. There's a really great contrast from dark to light. Like at the beginning of the book, there's one whole tone, and that whole tone changes by the end. Mm-hmm. My favorite panel in the book was of Oliver. He has a firefighter suit on, and he's helping the firefighters. Cool. And the police were like, "Hey, you're under arrest." And the firefighters are like, "No, he's not.
He's helping us out. Why are you going to arrest us?"
Yeah, he's a good guy. It kind of just goes to, there are times that you don't need to be up against a supervillain to be a great hero, and this is definitely one of them.
So one thing I really liked about this book was the way that he developed Mayor Domini, and he just really makes you hate this guy, and like that's one thing I really like about that is Benjamin Percy's really good at making you hate characters or like characters a lot. One thing I really didn't like about this book was there was a point in the book where Green Arrow and Black Canary kind of get in an argument
at the end.
I read it like 3 times and I still don't understand what they were fighting about and why they sort of fell out. Did you understand?
No, you're right. It didn't make sense for it because she was like, but you're doing so much good for the Green Arrow. He got mad at her because he wanted to go back to being Oliver Queen, and she's the one that talked him into letting Oliver Queen die.
Okay.
Now that happened like the first few issues of Rebirth.
Okay. All right. I mean, and there is a sort of part of that that's like, we all have wives here and we've all gotten in fights where at a certain extent it's like, what are we even fighting about anymore? Like it digresses so much to the point where it's like, it starts over like,
isn't this where you play the audio clip of me saying I was wrong?
Yeah. No, it starts with like, can you, something trivial and small, and it snowballs into this huge fight or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of happened with Canary and Green Arrow. So, I mean, it connected with me personally on that level. still like I've had fights with my wife that are like that, where it starts over something and then, but even still, I think that could have been a little clearer. Maybe
I think you're right.
Didn't take a lot of points off for that, but it was a little
right,
so.
And it was right at the end, so it's what you're gonna think of, moving into the next issue.
Well, I think the purpose of that was just to strip down Green Arrow's team to the point where it's just him and like his Oracle type guy.
Well, but he's gonna. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna kill him off or not, because at the end, the three of the horsemen were burning it down.
Yeah, Eddie was burning down Henry, which Henry is the Oracle guy's treehouse or whatever that he hacks in.
And he was talking. He had just talked to Red Arrow or Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Diggle. So they're trying to get the whole group together. So
was he talking to Diggle too?
He had talked to Diggle right before.
Cool. Okay, I saw the Red Arrow part. I must have missed the Diggle part.
Yeah, because he's like, Diggle's like, Oliver's not going to want help from me, and he's like, he'll take it.
Well, and then the big thing here is like the 5 points that are under Star City that are called ley lines or whatever, and they're like points of massive energy or something.
Yeah.
And this all screams like just one giant beam that's going to be going into the sky, which I really hope they don't do that, because it's just like the signature superhero problem. Yeah. There's a giant beam going in the middle of the city and it's going to explode, like Suicide Squad or Transformers.
With trash running around, flying around.
Yeah. So
maybe it's an opening for a nightclub. You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. It could be. Yeah.
With a big bat symbol on the top.
So what would you rate this one, Brad?
Holy.
Holy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 on the site, which is I gave it almost about the same rating that I gave the Button Part 3.
I think I like this better than the Button. This is probably my book of the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think my book of the week was Injustice, but that's a story for another time. But
Injustice was really good.
Yeah, it was. Travis, did you read Green Arrow?
I did not.
No. Yeah, you're not a big Green Arrow guy.
No,
I mean, take or leave.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, after listening to the review and everything, I'll go back and read it.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll tell you what kind of guy you are.
Oh, what kind of guy am I?
The kind of guy who likes Superman. So why don't we talk about Superman?
I thought you were going to say Justice League.
Number 22.
I actually didn't mind Justice League this week.
Well, we'll talk about it here after a bit. Yeah. Superman number 22, Black Dawn by Tomasi Manaki Mendoza and Quintana. So I'm going to go fast through this one. I'm going to do it like Lois Lane would be jotting down her notes. So you ready? This starts out with the Lois Lane adventures. Lois searches for Bats, Soups, John, and Robin. Lois receives ominous warnings from Cobb about activities in the town. Lois goes into town to find people acting strangely. Lois finds an underground hideout in town where someone is monitoring their family. Lois is attacked in an underground hideout by a town elder. Lois escapes and returns home to call the Justice League, but the town elders are already there and find her and start kind of attacking her. They just kind of head her off. Mm-hmm. Lois fights them off with help from the Bat Gauntlet that she kept from the Bat Hell suit when they fought on the moon from, I think it was number 7 of Superman.
Yeah, something like that.
Lois tries to escape, but stopped by Cobb. Our story ends there and switches back over to Superman, who was covered in the X-Files black oil, if anybody was ever a fan of that.
Yes, I was.
He's continuing to search the house that's in Dead Man's Swamp, searching for Batman. He finds a room with Batman, Robin, Frankenstein, Frankenstein's wife, and others locked in these weird, ominous tubes. And
I was trying so hard to figure out who those others were.
Yeah,
I could tell Frankenstein. I could tell his wife. There's one on the far left end that is drawn just enough detail. It's like I should know who it is, but I don't. If you guys know, let me know. Mm-hmm. And, hey, there's a topic for our listener line.
There you go.
Give me a call. Let me know.
Yeah, theories on this one would be much appreciated.
There's a bunch of weird, like, half clown heads, too, and the little ones. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I love the art. I love the story. I love the fact that it was actually Lois being the reporter, that she is.
Yeah.
Could that be Joker?
What's that?
Could that be Joker?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, not in the Superman.
I assume the clowns that are in the tubes are from the fair.
Yeah, they were the kids who were trying to rob the thing in that one fun issue of it, where it was just a one-off issue.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Ooh,
yeah.
So I said I love the art. I love the story. I gave it a holy, But if things keep going the way they are, I think we might be on our first salvation.
From Travis?
Yeah.
That's cool.
From the man himself,
Yeah.
Travis,
Yeah.
where all knowledge and taste come from. I might be giving this a salvation next time.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah,
Ben,
I like
Ben's
it.
keying up the
I
was wrong.
No, I wouldn't do
Look
that.
at you.
Man, I was so close to getting it.
Listeners, he's got the smile from ear to
Yeah,
ear.
I
He
know.
looks like the Grinch when he smiles.
You know me too well, sir. All right.
What'd you guys think?
I loved it, man.
So
I really like the Lois Lane adventure. I love her driving the Batmobile.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so confused though on like this whole town isn't real and they all know he's Superman now, and it's this really weird like Pleasantville like, thing that's going on.
But I love it because it's enough outside of a normal Superman story that it's almost perfect for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're giving an action hero that has these unlimited powers something that he can't use his powers against.
Right.
So now we get to find out.
And that's always the thing with a Superman book is figuring out something that it's like the Flash being a speedster.
Yeah.
You have to find something that he can't outrun. Same with Superman, you have to find something he can't overpower. I don't know. I don't think Farmer Cobb is Martian Manhunter anymore. I don't think so. I mean, there's like a 1% chance that's true now. I think there's. I mean,
I agree with you.
They could explain it, but I really think this is some type of like the Collector in Marvel, that like someone who collects superpowered beings or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case, but it's very weird.
And Lois is there to save the day.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was cool, man. I like I like the part where like they were chasing her upstairs, and she gets the bat gauntlet and blasts him, and he's like, she was more well armed than we thought she was.
Right.
So, yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Underestimated her. Don't
We
do
dropped
that.
the ball there.
I did.
Yeah.
I did like the art, especially when she jumps in the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Drives that away. I thought that was awesome.
Or the flaming tree.
Or
like,
she's like trying to get it to go, and then she puts on the back aisle and like accepted.
Yeah. Well, and man, like, not much can stop the Batmobile, but this Farmer Cobb, which that's my 1% chance of thinking that it could still be Martian Manhunter, is he has telekinesis and can take things apart with his mind.
Right. Yeah.
So that's my 1% that I'm still clinging on to. Like, maybe it just might be an explanation for all this, but I don't think so.
Right.
I think it's going to be some weird villain. Yeah, they kicked it off with some amazing artwork.
Yeah,
though.
they did.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10 on the site.
That's why I'm saying I'm really, really close, but I just don't want to pull that trigger yet. I'm being very cautious.
I mean, like after you started reviewing it, I'm like, oh man, that was the first book I read this last week.
Yeah.
Like, man, maybe this is going to be my book of the week instead of Green Arrow.
Yeah, and it came
I
damn close.
I wouldn't even consider it a book of the week for me. I mean, I thought it was fantastic and I loved it, but
it's almost like not enough happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I think when at the conclusion, it'll be like maybe book of the week material.
Yeah.
I think for what it was, which was a very development heavy issue.
Yes,
it was a very good book.
Yes.
So how many issues is this arc?
Most arcs are 5 or 6 issues. So
how many are we in? This is the third.
This is the second of the title, Black Dawn.
Okay.
Oh, really? We're only on part 2.
I think so.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense because the last issue was like the octopus attacked and stuff, and that's where things really started off.
Because the one before that is when Batman and Robin showed up to have dinner for the awkward dinner. So it was just,
but that one I don't think they titled it Black Dawn.
Oh,
yeah, because that felt like the start of this
they were
issue.
Kicking it off.
Cool.
I don't think they titled. I'd have to go back.
That was almost like an issue 0 to this or something.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, sounds good. We will move things along here. Sorry, I'm just writing the timestamp down for Green Lanterns number 22. Story on this one is by Sam Humphries. Art is by Cliquette and Hi-Fi. So Simon and Jessica have just been summoned into space and have no idea what the heck is going on. They're flying through the cosmos, and Jessica activated an emergency stop on her lantern ring. Simon makes his way to I almost said Mongo to Mogo and sends
almost an ego.
Mongo like lanterns.
Mongo like.
Right. So Simon makes his way to Mogo and sends Kyle Rayner out to get Jessica. Kyle heads out to pick her up and takes her back to Mogo. We get a few awesome panels of them exploring along the way. They kind of like take the scenic route or whatever, which is kind of cool. Now that Simon and Jessica are at Mogo, it's time for them to get some actual Green Lantern training. Simon gets to train with Kyle Rayner. And Jessica probably gets the worst training experience of all time. She gets to train with Guy Gardner.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
because he's going to kick her ass all up and down the place. So,
yeah.
Rami was also taken from Earth and transported over to the Guardians location. Saeed and Ganthet meet up with him and have no idea that Volthoom is inside of Rami's body. Saeed and Ganthet explain to Rami and Rami/Volthoom that they're no longer able to summon Green Lantern rings, and that the rings just leave Mogo and never come back, which I didn't know that was even happening, but okay. Yeah. Rami and Volthoom realize they have no idea that he's actually Volthoom, and he decides to kind of just play along or whatever. So I thought it was nice to see them sort of recentering things on the Volthoom story arc in this. I'm glad to see the Dr. Polaris thing is gone. I do hope it pokes its head back up just to say, like, yes, this was relevant. Yes, we didn't just waste your time with like 3 or 4 issues, because right now that's kind of what it seems like, is they wasted our time to get to the point where they could cross over with Hal Jordan in the GLC.
Sure.
And that's how it feels now.
Just stick with me here. So here's my conspiracy theory. We've got Rami and we've got Volthoom, and they're sharing the same body thing, whatever. And then we got this guy out in left field. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but this guy out in left field that's named Dr. Polaris, who has magnetic powers. Maybe those two characters are magnetically charged, and that's why they're sticking together. Like 2 refrigerant magnets. Then Polaris shows up and then separates them.
This sounds like a lot of nonsense to me, is what it sounds. But
I was wrong.
In all fairness, DC has been known to put out stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think Sam Humphries will figure out a way to connect them. Maybe something like that. That sounds like a reach, but I think whatever they use to connect those are going to be reached, because I do think they were just killing time to get to the point where the story arc in Hal Jordan and the GLC, because didn't it just come to a point where it was like they were able to sort of bring the two together?
Yeah, it was very choppy.
Yeah, so overall though, I not to speak negatively about it, because I did still enjoy the issue. I thought this was the best issue of Green Lanterns we've gotten in a while. I'm excited to see Volthoom kind of wreak havoc on the remaining Guardians. Those guys just can't take much more, man, because there's only 2 of them left. So
where did the Black Lantern come from in this?
The Black Lantern?
Yeah.
Where's a Black Lantern?
Let me get there.
Yeah, I didn't.
The big squid thing?
The what?
That weird squid. What page is he on? Let's see.
Radio silence here, guys. Sorry. We're just looking. So,
page 14.
I don't know. Hold on.
That's not a Black Lantern. That's a Yellow Lantern.
Okay. Cool. I thought that was
Black Lantern is the upside down triangle with the 4.
Oh, that's right. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. That explained the yellow around.
That's the Sinestro.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was confused. I'm like, wait a second here. Why is there a Black Lantern there too? Anyway, all right.
Yeah. I am excited to see what's going on with Volthoom. Do we have any idea what's going on with these Green Lantern rings going out and not coming back? Has that been talked about at all in Hal Jordan and the GLC?
I don't think so.
Not that I know of.
I think that's the first time it's been mentioned.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. I didn't know anything about this.
And where's all that power going? So is that going somewhere? Or?
Yeah, no, it has to be going somewhere. I'm sure
or
it's
to
going
towards
some villain.
Maybe it's going to Frank.
Yeah, Frank Leminski.
Leminski.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. How'd that end? He died, right?
No, I don't think he died. I think he just lost the ring.
Yeah, but I don't. Where did he end up? I don't even remember.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, let us know.
It was so interesting that I don't remember now.
Right.
That was a really good story.
It was.
So the next issue, we're going to get training with Simon and Jessica. Very excited for that. It's going to be just comedic as hell watching, and they probably put Simon with Kyle Rayner instead of Guy because they didn't want
Kyle to flirt
with Jessica because he's known to do that.
Yeah.
So my wife did mention that she didn't like how they wrote Jessica in this. She thought they kind of wrote her like a teenage girl, like freaking out over stuff. But I didn't think that. I thought that this is the first time she's seeing all this. So whether she's a guy or a girl, she's going to be freaking out about it. So because she's
already
never
an
left
anxious
Earth.
person.
What? Yeah, she's anxious and like she's seeing all this stuff for the first time. So I'd be losing my shit if like I was seeing the cosmos for the first time and got to Mogons. I'd be going crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I gave this one on the site. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Cool. I think that's probably in holy territory.
Do you think that they will, after their Guy and Kyle are done, that they'll give them some Yellow Lanterns to train with?
Well, yeah, I mean the yellow and the green are kind of a thing now. They're partnering up, so I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how Yellow Lanterns train. I don't know how that works. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Cool.
But for now, why don't we move things on to Nightwing number 20?
Right. Written by Tim Seeley, art by Javier Fernandez, and the colors was Chris Sotomayor. It's been 5 years since Damian Wayne has died. Yes, Damian Wayne has died. And Dick Grayson, the Deathwing, stands above one of the people responsible, Pig. But is this real? Of course not. No one like Dr. Hurt is going to kill Robin. Nightwing is stuck in a trance caused by the magical dagger of Dr. Hurt. That would have made a great Beatles album, by the way.
Yeah.
We cut back to Nightwing's dream where he's about to take the life of Pig, and is stopped by none other than Nightwing, who is Damian. Damian Wayne, the Nightwing.
See, this was confusing to me.
I know, me too, because I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
But it's a dream trance, so I just went with it.
And I knew he wasn't dead, though, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I know he's not dead,
Yeah.
like, for real, because, come on.
Damian reminds Dick about who he really is, and he comes out of the trance while Sean tells him that Robin is still alive. Dr. Hurt sees Nightwing, Sean, and Robin preoccupied and is going to take this advantage to try to stop him, or to try to kill them. And who stops him but a reformed Deathwing? Back at Bloodhaven, Dick is anxiously awaiting the results of Sean's pregnancy test. But unfortunately, if you are hoping for a Nightwing baby, it's not going to happen. It was negative.
Not pregnant.
Which
I was disappointed by.
I was a little bit too, but
yeah.
If thinking about it, if Dick Grayson's going to have a baby with anybody, it's going to be Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah, that's true.
I like Sean a lot too. I like that. I think they're a kind of cool couple. But
what are those? Will they? Won't they? Just
right.
Joanne and what from the '80s TV?
Sam and Diane.
Sam and Diane. Yeah,
yeah.
They're like Sam and Diane.
Yeah, right. And then Sean tells Dick that he needs some time away and whatnot. So Dick Grayson goes and was talking with him and Robin have a great conversation. It's really cool. You have to read it.
Yeah, basically about how they're gonna like team up together and like how they make a really good team, I guess, or whatever. And that was a cool conversation.
Yeah. I love the panel where they escaped and there was the big Nightwing signed crater. Mm-hmm. I really liked the conversation between Dick and Damian at the end. That was probably my favorite part of the book. I think that this did a lot for the relationship between the two, and I think it kind of hints, like we were talking about earlier, that that's going to be kind of a more ongoing thing.
Yeah, that last splash page was just my favorite. Man.
It was so reminiscent of Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Did you see this, Travis?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's so Batman and Dick Grayson Robin right there. I mean,
it's just so cool. Like, such a great final splash page.
Yeah.
That gave it major points in my book.
Absolutely. I think that's what put me in the holy for this.
Yeah.
I really do think, like I was just saying, I think there should be a baby in Dick Grayson's future, perhaps with Barbara Gordon. The arc has had some ups and downs, but I think it ended pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then like I said, holy. They dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's.
Yeah, I'm still at a blessing. It just didn't wow me, but I'm a blessing for Nightwing.
Right, it's
still,
not bad.
It's good. Yeah, I mean it's a good book, and Nightwing has been like just kind of a disappointing title for me all throughout Rebirth, so they're finally getting to the point where it's a little better now, and like I think that's good. So I'm liking the direction it's heading in. I think they're getting close to it.
I think I like Damian Wayne more with Dick Grayson than I even do with Batman.
Yeah, because Damian and Batman are both really dark, broody personalities, so having them both in one place is almost too dark and depressing. And like having Damian and Nightwing's smartass like together, it's the same as having Nightwing with Jason Todd. I mean, it's fun. I don't know, it's a fun team up. And there's just enough darkness to get that Batman-esque sort of story, so I like that too. Yeah. So, Travis, did you read this one?
I did not.
Did not. No. Okay, we will move things on to one that you did read, which is Justice League number 20.
Did I read that one? yeah, I did read that one.
It's that memorable, guys.
Right. Justice League number 20, Endless Part 1, written by Hitch, Sinclair, and Henriquez. Barry is the last survivor of the Justice League. An unknown, unnamed villain is using an energy weapon of some sort and has destroyed the League and the city. As Barry speeds in to stop the villain, he comes in contact with the weapon and skips back in time by only a few minutes. This happens 2 to 3 more times until the trip takes the readers back at least until we find out how this all started. We find out the person's name is Jason, who was demonstrating a new zero-point energy tech device that controls force and gravity. All science buzzwords meaning nothing. The League busts in mid-demonstration, and Flash's Speed Force reacts with the tech, causing it to explode, killing Jason's wife and kids and everybody else in the auditorium. The League and Jason begin to kind of wake up and realize that they're the only survivors, and they struggle to understand what just happened. But Jason's already ahead of the curve and concludes that it was the Justice League's fault, and he activates the device again, and a bright green mushroom cloud envelops the rest of the city. That's it.
Oh, man, here we go.
So it was a book.
Yeah, it was a book. We'll give it that.
It was printed on very nice paper.
It was, yes.
It had 2 staples.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of good color.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm being positive.
Good.
Right.
Purgatory.
Yeah, Purgatory.
Okay.
I'm with you there. So I will say this. I think it was probably the most entertaining Justice League book I've gotten out of Rebirth so far.
Yes, sorry, I was going for the dramatic. What I was I did kind of like the whole Groundhog Day.
That was fun.
Yeah,
3 minutes back, now 10 minutes back, now 20 minutes back, and it's great. It's Hitch doing another jump through time.
Yeah, he's trying to take on like more than
I something tells me he's trying to get on the writing staff for the remake of Back to the Future.
yeah, I know, right? Timeless, and now we got this.
I'm sorry, it's just they've got my money because I'm waiting for it to get better, but it's never going to get better if
they still have your money.
Right.
It's almost as if you're stuck in some kind of Groundhog's Day.
And on Wednesday, I think it's going to happen all over again.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I liked it better than the other ones. I actually rated it a blessing.
Really?
I did. I liked I liked that it really wasn't everybody. It was just it was Flash. I mean, was the main part of it, you know.
Like I will say, it in most of Brian Hitch's work, I'm left like, okay, you just jumped around from character to character in a span of 24 pages, and I didn't get a sense of where we're at with any of them.
Right.
Yeah.
In this one, at least we stuck with Barry Allen for most of the issue.
Yeah.
I can say front to back what happened in the issue. I can't really say it's anything extraordinary or cool, but I at least understood it. And the fact that it's more legible than his previous works, I don't know. It gets it out of blasphemy and into purgatory for me.
I mean, I wish that the Justice League would have. I mean, I don't even know if this is possible. They could do it. I mean, there's enough people that they could go take on certain things, like have. Batman, Flash, and Green Lantern do one thing, and Superman, so and so and so, do another thing, and have it build up to one conflict, throughout 8 or 10 issues or something.
Yeah. I mean, the way they handle it in Justice League Suicide Squad was probably the best Justice League book I've seen in Rebirth.
That, even if they want to rewind, go back to the start of New 52 Justice League. That was handled very well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're introduced to each character. We have this big baddie that eventually reveals himself.
Or go away with it. Go away with Justice League for a while. Let them build it.
See, they can't do that with the movie.
I know they're going to make
close. I think Brian Hitch is his uncle is the owner of DC or something. I think there's something happening here because
he's got dirt on somebody.
Yeah, because something like.
Remember the Christmas party I caught you making out with the office receptionist in the closet?
Yeah, Justice League on Comic Book Roundup. I'm just curious here.
Check out some reviews.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's a section on this. Justice League comic series on Comic Book Roundup. Oh wow, no, because they're talking about the Jeff Johns stuff,
which was really good. Which is good.
Yeah, so and that all gets shining reviews. No, I was curious to see if maybe the Brian Hitch stuff.
But I mean, how do they put one person in charge of this? And they have the talent. They got Percy. They got Dan Jurgens. They got Tomasi. They have Tyrion the Fourth. I mean, they have the good writers. Why can't they come up with a good Justice League story? We all want this.
Yeah. This week though, average critic rating, which there were 10, average got 6.3 out of 10.
Okay.
User rating was 5.7 out of 7 reviews, and the lowest review was, it was from Ariel. She gave it a 2 out of 10 this week. So.
I agree with her.
Yeah, and Jim Warner from Weird Science gave it a 3.5 out of 10. I mean, the higher ones
That's not bad, yeah. I'd agree
it's funny because, the higher ones are the big name sites, too. Yeah. I mean, it's the people who they aren't reading it, and they're just, I don't know. It's funny because, okay, here we go. All of Brian Hitch's Justice League literally averages... Probably, it averages between 6 and 7 since Rebirth started.
I can't see it being that high.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me.
And the art, I'm sorry, the art is just... I know I can't draw, period.
Me too.
I do great stick figures, and that's about it. No, but it's just not good.
It's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
And Brian Hitch... Oh, all comic book series, but he's drawn on a lot of these. Yeah, I don't think he's written for a lot, so... I'm just curious now because I want to know.
But that's a flagship title. I mean, it's one of the biggest titles in DC.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I was talking to a couple people in line today during New Comic Book Day about that. And they're like, what is going on? And I was like, well, first of all, you should listen to Nerd Church Radio.
I know I said it like 10 times today, too.
And second of all, we're in the same boat with you guys.
Yeah. Brian Hitch is if you look him up on Comic Database, he's penciled for hundreds of books. I mean, so many, but he's a writer on a handful. He wrote for something called True Brit back in 2004, Real Heroes in 2014, Justice League Rebirth Special for this year, Justice League Rebirth from this year, Justice League of America from last year and the year before, and that's it. I mean, he's written for a couple other really, really small indie things. But, he just hasn't written very much. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy to me that they put him on
it's like
Justice
the run
League.
with Ramada Jr. on Superman.
Yeah.
I just stuck it out. And eventually...
Got better.
Yeah, they kicked him out. Or I shouldn't say kicked him out. They cycled a new writer, and then it got a little bit better. But it was just man, this is...
Get it together.
So... Yeah. Who is your guys' favorite team up in Rebirth?
Oh, I think the team up from... and newer stuff's always going to be fresher on my mind, but from the Button issue 1.
No, I mean the team. Who's your favorite team?
Yeah, it was Tom King and Jason Fabok. And
no, I mean Justice League. Who's your favorite DC team?
Oh, team... Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
probably hard. Titans would be mine.
Yeah, I don't have one because it really just depends on the right. I mean, Justice League used to be one of mine, but they haven't been written very well. So right now it's Titans because they're written really well. But it just depends. I mean,
Teen Titans are written well.
They're all superhero teams, so you can always write them really well. It really depends on the writing. I mean, you can take it.
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you guys. I like Titans, but I think Red Hood and the Outlaws are just blowing
I
them
agree.
out of the water.
You know what?
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
I agree. I think I'd probably say that too. No.
And they're the underdog you forget about. And
they're top for sure. Very high quality.
They're one of the best books in Rebirth.
Yeah.
Red Hood and Outlaws. Yeah.
So we are going to close things out here, but before we do, I do want to let everyone know again, check out our written reviews at nerdchurchradio.com or comicbookroundup.com. Do want to let everyone know again, we have a Patreon page where you can donate to us. That is patreon.com/nerdchurchradio. Email me at nerdchurchradio@gmail.com or call and leave me a message at 641-715-3900, extension 345703. We want to hear from you, so please like, rate, subscribe, and review on iTunes. We love those 5-star reviews. If you want to find me anywhere, I'm on all social media at nerdchurchradio, and I'm on Twitter. My personal account is IndieComicBen. Brad, where can we find you?
I'm on the Twitter as well at Bradley, BRADLEY_Butin.
And Travis.
You can find me on Twitter at TritonTR. That's TRITONTR.
All right, and that's all we got for you guys this week. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Peace out, planet Earth.
Go forth and read comics.